Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mission UGC NET Home Science. So today we will discuss about the animal food, the food constituents and its sources. So first is egg. So egg is the essential element for the development and the nutrition of our body. It has protein of 12.5%, 10% fat and 74.4% water. So the yolk of the egg has significant quantity of phosphorus, iron, minerals and vitamin D. So next we are moving towards the egg structure. They are classified as shell, cuticle, membranes, albumin, egg yolk. So in shell is basically made up of calcium carbonate. It is porous and its spores are not visible to naked eyes. So the purpose of shell is it helps in air passage to inside embryo and gases from inside the egg can pass out. Then cuticle. So cuticle is prevents microorganism from entering inside and control our circulation and evaporation. Next is membrane. So below the shell is the coating of membrane. Between the two layer is an air sac. So next is albumin. Albumin is the white portion of the egg. So the density of white is different, that is the thick and thin egg white. It is transparent and the thread like structure in the albumin are called chalaza. On heating the white it become hard and white. Then yolk is more nutritious than egg white. It has less amount of water and more of protein, fat and mineral salt. So to separate the egg white and egg yolk, there is a membrane which is known as vitelline membrane. So next is meat. So we all know that meat is very useful for strength and development of our body. It has a protein of 17%, fat 20%, water 15% and have a significant quantity of vitamin A and D. So meat includes muscle, fat and bone. So muscle are made up of fibers, we all know that. So in meat, tissues have two types of protein, white tissue and yellow tissue. So white tissue is collagen, which when cooked for a long period of time in water it changes to gelatin, whereas the elastin, it is the yellow tissue and it is not affected by heat. So the amino acid content of meat protein is conducive for body growth and maintenance. It has a high biological value than or protein. So there are different terms related to meat, that is beef. Beef is the flesh of wild or domesticated animal. Veal is the flesh of calf. Mutton is the flesh of sheep, goat or matured animal meat. Lamb is the meat of sheep, goat less than 1 year age, and pork is the meat of pig. So next is poultry. So we all know that poultry meat is good source of protein and its protein ranges from 18 to 22%. It is also a good source of vitamin B. So in poultry, chicken is classified as cock, stag, fowl or stewing chicken and rooster. Then fish. So as compared to meat, the fish has a water content in the ranges from 75 to 80% and a protein content of 65 to 80%. So there are two kind of fishes based on the fat content, fat fish and thin fish. So fat fish has a fat content of 2.5%, whereas thin fish has a fat content of 2% and this fish is easily digested. So there is another way of classifying the fish, that is vertebrate fish and invertebrate fish or shellfish. So vertebrate fish is covered with scales and invertebrate is covered by the covering, that is the mollusk, crustaceans. Vertebrate fish lives in mineral water or fresh water. So next is fats and oil. So the fat is defined as have a high melting point and at solid at room temperature, whereas oil has a lower melting point and are liquid at room temperature. So basically Fats are made up of two substances, that is fatty acid and glycerol. So there are two types of fatty acids, that is saturated fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acids. Saturated fatty acid doesn't have any double or triple bond, whereas unsaturated fatty acid has double bond. Saturated fatty acids are solid at room temperature, whereas unsaturated fatty acids are liquid at room temperature. Unsaturated fatty acids are classified based on the double bond numbers, that is MUFA and PUFA, that is monounsaturated fatty acid and polyunsaturated fatty acids. So in MUFA it has single double bond, whereas in PUFA it has more than two double bonds. So example of fatty acids are palmitic, stearic, oleic, linoleic, linoleic, butyric, arachidonic, etc. So the essential fatty acids are linoleic and linolenic acid, that is omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids. So next is sugar and jaggery. So both the sugar and jaggery are used as a sweetening agent in beverages and other sweet preparation. They are good source of calories. So next is the preparation of sugar. So basically the sugar is produced from the sugar cane. So first the juice is extracted and then it is mixed with the lemon and then boil it. So the solution obtained is clean and dried, and on drying it crystallizes, and from this brown sugar is produced. So brown sugar is then processed and reacted with sulfur dioxide to make it white. So in this process we obtain both brown as well as white sugar. Then molasses is what remain behind after sugar crystals have been taken away from concentrated juice of sugar cane. Then maple syrup is produced by evaporation of the sap of sugar to a concentrated product with a water content of 35%. Then next is spices. So there are various kind of spices present. Then first is black pepper. So black pepper is basically used for the flavor perspective. Then red chili is the substance present in red chili which has a stimulative effect is capsaicin. Then turmeric has a various roles, like it gives colors to the product and it also has a anti-cancerous properties. Then clove has a strong taste and its oil gives relief for toothache. And then jaifal and javitri. So basically jaifal is the spices and its outer covering is called javitri. Then methi seeds or fenugreek. So it is basically the has a bitter taste. Then jeera or cumin are of two type, black and white. So white cumin is used for seasoning, whereas black cumin is full of good smell. Then ajwain has a carminative effect, like it helps in relieving the flatulence. Then garlic has a very strong smell. Onion, bay leaves and pepper is used to cure the throat infection. Then next topic is flavoring and decoratives. So there are various kind of flavoring as well as decoratives are used in food industry as well as in small scale like home level, etc. also. So first is saffron. So saffron is very expensive. It is added in the Indian sweets like kheer, halwa, pulao, etc. for their aromatic as well as color imparting properties. Then silver work is basically used in the sweets as a decorative purpose. Then essence is added for flavor in pudding, ice cream, etc. So nowadays there are various kind of synthetic essence are present in market, like vanilla, lemon, orange, pineapple, kevda, etc. So there are few colors which are permitted. These are basically the artificial colors like brilliant blue, indigo, fast green, wool green, tartrazine, sunset yellow, amarnath, carmosine, erythrosine, fast red, poncy, etc. So next is drinks. So there are various kind of drinks present like tea, coffee, cocoa, soda water, lemonade, ginger, lassi, syrup, etc. So first is tea. So tea is basically grown in China, India, Japan, etc. Tea is the leaf of the plant. So the we all know that the top leaf produced are the best quality tea leaves, whereas the lower leaves are comparatively harder. So if we talk about its preparation, so there are three steps. First is drying. So basically drying of leaf is done by spreading, so it helps in reducing the water content to half. Then is pounding. So pounding is basically done by machine or manually, so that the cell burst or and juice come out. In this the leaves begins to curve. Then is fermentation. So after the drying, after the pounding, the leaves are spread in the table and it comes in the contact with air, so that it leads to fermentation. At this stage color of the leaf is brown. So there is no nutritious matter in tea, and it has a presence of tannic acid which is harmful for the stomach. So tea causes the constipation. It should not never be taken on the empty stomach. So we all know that tannic acid is astringent. It gives bitter and pungent taste, and it makes the digestive system weak and cause the constipation. Then next is coffee. Coffee, we all know that coffee has a pod, that is cacao pod, which has three part like intercovering, pulp and seed. The next is fruit beverages, which includes fruit juices, squash and cordials. So fruit juices is basically extracted from the various kind of fruits. It has a good quantity of vitamin C and other vitamins and mineral, and acid taste is basically due to the presence of organic acid. Next is squashes. Squashes is basically prepared by addition of sugar, organic acid, preservatives. Squashes is basically diluted with water before consumption. Next is cordials. Cordial is different from the squashes, that the suspended fruit pulp has been removed in the cordials. So next is alcoholic beverages. So alcoholic beverages is made from the cereals like beer. It is also made by fermentation of grapes, apples, pears, etc. like wine. So alcoholic drinks are of basically four types like beer, cider and perry, wine, spirit. So in beer it is made by the sprouted barley and it has a alcohol content ranges from 3 to 6%. Then cider and perry, cider is prepared from the apple juice and perry is from the pear juice. Then wine, so wine is basically prepared by the fermentation of grape juice and it has a alcohol content ranges from 10 to 15%. Then spirit has the alcohol content of 48 to 54%. It includes brandy, which is prepared by the distillation of wine, which is obtained from the grapes, and the alcohol content present in brandy ranges from 48 to 54%. Then rum is basically prepared from the distilled form of alcohol obtained from molasses or sugarcane. Gin is basically prepared by the distillation of alcohol obtained from the grain like barley or wheat, and whiskey is prepared by the distillation of alcohol obtained from grassy corns. So why, if we consume the enormous amount of alcohol, so what is the effect of alcoholic drinks on our body? So as soon as the alcoholic substances reaches the body, they get evaporated. They get mixed with the blood and stimulate the body part. A small quantity takes away the body fatigue, but if we consume the large quantity, it stimulates the brain. So therefore our reasoning, memory, willpower and alertness become weak, and so in this state the brain cannot keep the body in proper control. Therefore the heartbeat increase and become irregular, and the blood vessel also gets swollen. So hence it is harmful to you consume the excess quantity of alcohol. So thank you, that's it. So in the next video we are going to discuss the MCQs related to this unit. So okay, bye bye.